Hello and welcome to episode 36 of the podcast. I'm Michael.
I'm Noé.
And we are the Knights of Entertainment, a podcast covering your favorite and unknown movies, games, comic books, anime, and more weekly. We appreciate you being here and hope you enjoy the show. This is what we are covering tonight.
Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
The exasperation tells it all. But before we do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You can enjoy the show on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, Odyssey, and more. We also have membership tiers on those platforms if you'd like to support the channel, or you can choose buymeacoffee.com/KOE podcast. But let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, let's get into this.
I'm sorry to have the excitement whenever you have the exasperation.
It's like what piece of the turd would you like to eat first? Is how I'm looking at this. There's no good portion in this.
Which part of this shit sandwich?
Yeah, is the one I want to take a bite out of because that's all this is. So you know how the DCEU is considered a darker superhero universe than MCU?
Yes.
Well, I guess the writers of Shazam took that to heart because they did an overly upbeat, not even upbeat. They went like overboard into
corniness,
into more light, into like the lighthearted version, like the action, the comedy, the drama that mixes well in the MCU. Mm-hmm. So it's like action and comedy are like the top tier ones, and then drama is like a couple tiers down, so it's not too high.
Right.
And that's how they do that's the beats that they use to make a good show, or I mean a good movie or whatever. Fucking Shazam was like, hey man, fuck this shit, turn it up to 11, and it went to the cheesy territory, immediately.
So it might jump past Guardians real quick.
Guardians isn't cheesy, is it?
First one was, yeah, I thought.
I love the first one when he reaches out for his mom. It's like, I got you, mom. They are leagues apart. Yeah, that's how bad Shazam is.
Are we going into the 1960s Batman camp of shark repellent?
I don't think we could ever go that way because the writers today, right? They write to the audience and the society that we have.
Right.
Like back then, that was like normal. Like, oh, it's such a good show.
I'm just saying, is it that far into the campiness?
In terms of like, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Inflation.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's one of those. Like if you adjusted it for inflation, it'd be fucking Batman 1960. Bam, pow, wham. Holy bullshit, Batman! I shit my pants. First of all, you got Helen Mirren, the actress. She's like 89 years old. She's like the main bad guy, having a fist fight with a grown ass man, which it lacks all level of believability. Nothing against Helen Mirren, but I mean, come on.
The Crypt Keeper fighting Captain Marvel.
Basically, you got Lucy Liu, who's got some fucking legs on her.
Yeah.
In that movie. How she's like in her 50s now, right?
She still almost looks the same, right?
She still got all the business. She becomes the main bad guy, like off the bat, like right after Helen Mirren, and then the main bad guy is a fucking dragon made of wood. Yeah, I'm like, what is happening? What? Because they knew that it couldn't be Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu going toe to toe with Shazam, so they basically used them as a placeholder for the dragon being like the main opponent that Shazam fights. And I'm like, what? Okay. Why not just make a badass? And it's not because they're women, right?
Right.
It's like, it's just because they didn't fit the, like if it was a freaking, what's a good female villain?
Talia.
Yeah. Like Talia or, like some, I don't know a lot of female DC villains.
Let's see. There was Enchantress.
She was terrible.
In the movies, yes. They ruined
whatever that fucking
ones.
dance she was doing. I'll never fucking forget to this damn day. A good villain, female villain. Proxima from Infinity War.
Yeah.
One of Thanos' kids. Mm-hmm. She was a solid villain. If it was someone like that had some like, but it was like You can't expect me to believe that.
Or you could even have somebody like Catwoman.
I don't know if Catwoman would be able to handle Shazam. Look, it knocks her teeth out. I don't know. It was maybe because of the actresses.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen them as an action. They should have been like a new actress of a considerate age to Shazam. Instead, they put 85-year-old Helen Mirren having they had a legit fist fight, and I'm like, you expect me to believe that even though she's a god, that she's gonna go toe to toe? You cannot be. That's the reason I didn't like Wonder Woman, the first one.
Yeah.
Because the guy that played Ares.
Yeah.
Like, you expect me to believe this old fuck is Ares? And that's actually the same principle I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If I don't believe the person playing the character, I'm not going to believe that they're a threat to anybody.
And when you consider that in the comic books and stuff like that, like with the Wonder Woman movie,
He's like fucking built like a tank in the comic books.
Yeah.
And in the fucking movie, it's I'm Ares.
you would basically find an equivalent to somebody like Henry Cavill to play an Ares character.
Or fucking, if it was fucking Tom Hardy from the Batman playing Bane, but he played Ares instead, I believe that. He's built like a tank.
Ares is it's just not believable in the movies.
No,
and so I get what you're saying.
The actor was fucking horrendous for the Ares too. The same for Helen Mirren. And it was the same for Lucy Liu. I'm like, I do not believe you. Maybe if it was Lucy Liu from Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But, see, Lucy Liu would have been a better character, somebody like X2 or something like that.
Oh, like the little... what's
her name?
That was a good villain. The from X2, the one that Wolverine fought with the fight, a Lady Strike or Lady Deathstrike or something.
Yeah, Lady Deathstrike.
She was solid.
Yeah,
that was a good fight.
Or Emma Frost or somebody like that.
But no, they fucking picked Helen Mirren, 207 years old. And then like halfway through the movie, she has like an identity crisis. She's like mean as fuck. Like we're getting back at all the humans for what they did to our people. Like apparently the wizards, the gods back in the day, they had humans as basically slaves to do all their bidding. And then the humans were like, all right, we had enough of this. The human wizards got together. They stole Atlas, the great god's staff. And they stole his powers, a bunch of the god's powers, which was his Shazam god, all those fucking different abilities.
Yeah.
And they locked their realm in a bubble and left them there to die. And,
which it has no basis in the comic books at all.
Yeah, well, they'll try new things. And so they're trying to, so they for that reason, like we'll show you how it feels to be trapped in a bubble, and they fucking put Philadelphia in a fucking force field of magic. And the weird part is, Shazam and them are just like all chilling. All the people are living normal, like doing the everyday thing, right?
Yeah.
Some guy comes into Shazam, like, Shazam, what you gonna do about this dome? It's like, I'm working on it, don't you worry. It's like, man, you ain't doing shit. And I'm like, why are you everyone? I would be having a nervous breakdown. Like, do we have enough air? Is there going to be enough food eventually? How long are we going to be in this dome? Why is the government nowhere near?
So they're stuck in a dome.
Yeah, and there's no... when I look outside the dome, right, I don't see any government forces or other superheroes or anything around the dome investigating.
Like trying to figure out what's going on?
Yeah, the dome is just there. And like there's no outside, like in WandaVision, they had a government facility outside the sphere that Wanda had encased around this little village or this little town, and they were investigating what the fuck was going on.
Right.
There was nothing like that in the fucking Shazam. There was just a dome. The shit shows up. There's a dome in Philadelphia. And now the sports. And I'm like, wait, there's no one.
Okay. And on top of that, Philadelphia is close to Metropolis, is close to Gotham. You don't think Batman would have some shit out there trying to figure out what the fuck's going on? Wayne Industries shit around that bubble?
I don't know. That's what got me. Like that, I lost a little bit of points on that. Like, so no one's gonna wear. And the fact that all the people were chill about it. So yeah, it's a dome. This shit happens every Tuesday. I'm like, okay.
I mean, that
led up to the corniness.
I mean, I get you got gods walking basically among you, people like Superman and stuff like that. But like, really?
Oh, let me tell you the basis of their. So because of Shazam or whatever that wizard's name is.
Shazam.
Is it Shazam?
Yeah, that's his.
Well, he was a human wizard. He was the last of his kind that had the staff,
So instead of being a Lord of Order,
I guess. And when they took the staff, they sealed off the realms from each other. So they were trapped in that small god world. And let me tell you how the new movie set it up. Basically, in the first Shazam, when Shazam takes the staff, he gives his siblings powers. He breaks the staff. That caused the realms to reopen. And then he fucking tosses the staff to the ground, right? The staff that had the power of to steal the powers of the gods. He fucking tossed it aside in the first movie. It ends up in Athens, Greece, at a museum. The two sisters, Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren, they get the staff, and they go back, and it turns out Shazam's not. He died in the first one, but he didn't die. Apparently, he went back to his realm, which I'm like, if he's human, his realm would be Earth,
right?
But he apparently went to the God realm, and he was imprisoned there, right? And Lucy Liu has this ability. She's a daughter of chaos or something, or she's got the powers of chaos.
Yeah.
She can whisper stuff in people's ears and make them do stuff. She made this guy. She made this teacher for one of Billy Batson's foster brothers.
Yeah.
Like you meet him once, right? The teacher. So you just I know that actor. He's the actor that plays the voice for Batman in The Bold and the Brave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I know him. And he gets up to how do I fucking phrase this? Okay, so of course, if you've seen Shazam, I'm going on the basis that everyone's seen the first movie, or else you wouldn't be here, or you're trying to figure out not to watch it, and let me tell you, don't. In the first movie, Billy Batson uses the staff to give all his siblings powers as well. They call them the Shazamly. I looked at the Wikipedia. It says Shazamly.
Shazamly.
That's a family Shazamly.
Instead of the Bat family.
Yeah.
The Shazamly.
So they all have powers, and one of his siblings, he's more into like being like Shazam's like Billy Bat's like it's all or none. So either they all work together to solve crises, or none of them go out. But Freddy, I think is his name.
Yeah, the younger one that's crutches.
Yeah, he's like I got to do stuff. Like I'm Captain Every Power. That's his name in the comic in the movie, Captain Every Power.
Captain Every Power. Oh my! Isn't it Captain Marvel Jr.?
I don't know. I don't care.
Oh dear God.
And he's up on the roof with this new chick that he met, and the new chick turns out to be the third sister of the other two, who brought him up there to trick him because. I don't know the process that they came to this idea was, I guess if they cozied up to, that's what I don't understand. So they cozy up to Freddy because Freddy is the guy that had lunch with Superman and Shazam at the end of the first movie. So maybe if they get to Freddy, they'll know how to get to Shazam. That's the thinking of them, I guess. That's the writers giving the goddesses that idea.
Yeah.
Well, let's get Freddy. And then
so is the goddess Hecate?
It's fuck. What are their god dang?
Because is it the one where it's the old lady, the middle, the mom, and then the younger sister?
No, they're all three sisters. It's Hespera and Calypso.
Okay.
2 daughters of the Titan Atlas. Even the very beginning of the fucking plot of the Wikipedia says like they take it to the wizard, imprisoned in the god's realm. Yeah,
you know what god I'm talking about though, right? The one that's like a 3-part god, but it's the same goddess. Where she's like the young person in the morning, the like mother in the afternoon, and then the elderly lady or the crone in the evening.
Jesus, so
that's the one I was thinking.
Yeah, horrible marriage. So they get Freddy, right? Mm-hmm. And you find out that this young girl that just happened to fall in love with him. And like he's like digging her, right? It's like, oh, you actually like me? So they're there, and she actually does like him, which is you come to find out. And she's trying to keep him safe. She just wants to know where Shazam is. And well, you made a mistake, and he becomes Captain Every Power. The two sisters come up, they fuck him up. They take his powers immediately because they can take his powers with the staff.
Yeah.
So they take his powers immediately.
He's back to crutches.
Yeah, the teacher comes back like, what's going on here, Freddy? He's like, get out of here, teacher. And Lucy Liu whispers something in his ear, and the teacher's like, okay. And he fucking walks off the fucking side of the building and jumps off and kills himself.
Just not
like, God dang. It's the most brutal shit I've seen this whole movie. So I don't even know how to talk about this movie because it's so fucking haphazard. Here's another thing they did. The writers did. They wanted to give some weight to Billy Batson's life, and basically, the foster mom. He won't call her mom. All the other kids call her, like when they leave one day to go save the bridge. They're all like, bye, mom, bye, mom, bye. And he's like, bye, Mrs. What's her name? Mrs. Goodbye, Susan. And he leaves, and she's like, oh, he still won't call me mom. And the dad's like, don't you worry, hon. He'll get around to it eventually. And that's the last time until the end of the movie they talk about that. There's no weight to it whatsoever, because at the end of the movie, right, when Billy has to sacrifice himself to save Philadelphia, he's like, "Don't you worry, Mom."
Oh God!
And she's like fucking angel wings and music and harps playing. I'm like, what the fuck does it matter now? And then another thing was that he was going to be 18 soon, so he was going to age out of the foster program, and that the parents could barely keep a roof over their head. And if there's no checks coming in from the foster care system, Billy's gonna age out. Right. He's like, oh, I'll figure out what to do with my life. And he needed that story too. Just ties into them being called, her calling the lady mom. Saying, oh, you'll never age out to us. You're my son. I'm like, what the fuck? There was no payoff because there was no buildup. They just said two different things, right?
Yeah.
And then both of them at the same time wrapped up in the same fucking second. So there's no worry about Billy, trying to find a job or his future or
trying to find some kind of income level or something.
Right. Or to do something, right? Yeah. Nothing throughout the whole movie. And there's nothing about him trying to, warm up to the foster family, the parents. Like he's warmed up to the kids because they're the same age, right? But he hasn't, there's no buildup of him warming up to them.
Right.
There's no fucking reason for either of those storylines.
It's like, why'd you even shove him in there?
Yeah, because that's what dumb writers do. They don't know how to write anymore. So I'm just like, what?
Like you had no emotional attachment to that scene whatsoever.
Then he has a weird dream where he's Shazam, right?
Yeah.
And he's going out with Wonder Woman, and he's like, they're at a dinner, right? And he's in his full suit, she's in her full Wonder Woman suit, so, and they have an argument, right? But you don't see her head the whole time. You just see the bottom, like in the Superman thing.
Yeah.
So you just think, oh, it's part of the little, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then he turns around and it's a fucking wizard's head. It's like Billy Batson. Fucking Billy Batson wakes up like, oh fuck, I nutted somehow. What the fuck? No!
That's the wizard.
No! No! He takes a cold shower. No, the wizard had just a little bit of magic that he stole from the staff. Was sending a message to Billy Batson. You were a terrible champion that I chose. I don't know what the fuck they decided to do the Wonder Woman thing. But
see, that's really awkward too, because you're making it like the way they wrote this movie. They make it seem like Shazam got all his powers from a staff.
He did,
but in the comics, he did not.
Hey man, I just what I watch is what they get.
That's what I'm saying. Like they took so many creative liberties with this thing. It's like, okay, but this isn't even the same character anymore. You took the names and the likeness of them and then changed everything else.
I guess
Captain Every Power,
Shazamly. And then the comedies, just they tried too hard too often and it just came off as flat.
Yeah, there's been a few movies like that. Just think that, like you said, it's like if you chose the inflation and added it to the 1966 Batman, this is what you'd get.
Basically be the same. If you had inflation, the highest grossing movie of all time is Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
$4 billion. God dang, they didn't have anything to do back then.
They watched Gone with the Wind. And that's a long movie.
Flag with my dear, I don't give a damn. That's all I know. I don't even know if that's the right line for the movie.
I think it is though. And then the rifleman, where he throws a kid in the pond because he can't swim.
Oh, John Wayne.
Yeah,
that's just John Wayne being John Wayne. That wasn't even part of the script. It's like, fuck this kid.
So many memes.
Man, I don't know. So the movie, the dome was there for a reason. They wanted the dome. So the sisters want this thing called the seed, so that they can regrow the seed and regrow the tree, and because their realm is dying, and the seed just happens to be this gold apple that they fucking Shazam was just tossing around everywhere throughout the fucking Rock of Eternity. They get the seed, they plant it. If they plant it in the God realm, it becomes this beautiful, flourishing tree. They plant it on Earth, it becomes a monstrosity that unleashes all these mythical creatures like ogres and harpies and stuff like that.
Stuff from like ancient Greece and stuff.
Unicorns, for some reason, really dark black maned unicorn with huge horns that hate humanity. I don't know. They love Skittles. Don't ask me how I know. So he ends up having the so Helen Mirren's character gets betrayed by Lucy Liu. Helen wants to just, she was having doubts about what they should do. So Lucy Liu's like, I got no doubts. So she has the dragon kill Helen Mirren. And then they plant the seed in like in a baseball field. And Helen Mirren's got control of the dome, so she shrinks it down to just encompass the tree. And then Shazam fights the dragon. Lucy Liu's on top of the dragon the whole time. She's got no real point to be there. If I'm being honest, she's just like, because the dragon can't talk, she's the voice point.
Yeah.
He finally gets the staff. He powers up the staff by fucking throwing lightning bolts all over the dome. He could have just kept shocking the
but he had to ricochet it.
Yeah, he could have just took the lightning from his hand and just put it right up against the fucking staff. Instead, he's like doing all these stupid bullshit that makes no fucking sense. Like, let me toss it, and then every time it ricochets, it hits the staff. I'm like, just fucking power the staff from right. You're fucking holding it. What the fuck are you doing? And he decides to fucking just ram himself into the dragon. Kills the dragon. He dies too. Lucy Liu dies. Helen Mirren died a while ago. The tree explodes. All the animals die. I'm like, what the fuck is everyone's dying?
So Billy Batson dies in it?
Yeah. The fucking Freddy finds him like, you're not supposed to die. Shazam! Shazam! I mean, he didn't do that, but Shazam! Because the staff is broken. It lost all its power. So Billy, he looks fucked up too, by the way. They did a good job of looking at him dead. I'm like, you guys made him look dead. You did a good banger job on that one.
He finally did something right.
And they decided to bury him in the God realm, like a proper burial for, by the way, the wizard, he's got no powers, right? Without the staff. He's just hanging out with the kids and just like, they're just going around doing stuff during this whole third act debacle.
Yeah.
So he's like, they're trying to keep people safe from the mythical monsters. So the kids go one way because they want to get the king of the animals is the unicorns. If you get the unicorns on your side, they can kill all the other monsters. That was their thinking. So the kids go that way. The wizard's like, I'm going to go with them. And the mom and dad, they go their own way. I don't know. They split up for no reason. And the wizard says like, well, without a god, we can't power the staff anymore. So you have a god. Fucking Wonder Woman comes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, now I know why the MCU doesn't have heroes cross over that often, unless it's a big movie, because they completely did away with everything when she came in. So here, let me power this staff. Boom, power staff. Oh, let me plant this tree. Oh, the tree's flourishing. Oh, let me bring Billy back to life. He's alive. And I'm like, what the fuck? She did all that shit like 30 seconds.
Like, just ruined the whole movie?
Yeah, I'm like, well, okay.
So it comes back to life.
Yeah, he comes out full Shazam gear. It's like, guys, did you bury me? Fucking Freddy thought it was a zombie. He had to hit him with his cane. All the kids get their powers back, I think. I can't remember that part.
Oh. Okay, so basically what you're saying is that this entire movie has no consequences, and in the end, Wonder Woman would have saved the day anyway.
Yeah. In a nutshell, yes. She's got a banger song down. If I went out with Wonder, that'd be the song that I play when she calls me. That's my baby girl, Wonder Woman. What's up, baby girl?
That would be funny.
I have to keep her separate from Supergirl. My side piece. One of them's my side piece with her soft slide. I don't know, like I don't know why they didn't need the Wonder Woman cameo, but I mean they didn't have any way to power the staff. She was the last living god, Helen's dead. Helen Mirren's dead. Lucy Liu's dead. The dragon's dead. That their third sister's she got her powers stolen by Lucy Liu, so she didn't have any more powers, and she had some weird powers. She could play Tetris with in reality. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it was.
I can tell this movie confused the fuck out of you in times.
Everything confuses me. You know, the most confusing movie is Inception and Tenet. And they're both made by the same writer.
And they both supposedly got all these awards.
Awards for what? I do not know. We can't breathe when we go back, when we go reverse time. What do you mean you can't breathe reverse time? What the fuck is happening? Ow. My head hurts thinking about Tenet.
I surprisingly, I've never seen it.
So for you, this is the beginning. For me, this is the end of a long friendship. I'm Robert Patterson. I have quite the cache in my head of movies that I could just bring up randomly for no reason.
For literally no reason.
Well, if it's pertinent to the situation, that I feel like it'll add some extra layer to what I'm saying.
Well, as long as
Shazam. And then the whole time, right? They don't know what their superhero name is. It's like, and then the wizard's like, Shazam. Then he leaves. And apparently the wizard, like, now that he's a modern, right?
Yeah.
He's got no beard anymore. He's wearing he was dripping at the end of the movie. Like, he was just like, God, he was like, I don't know where he got these clothes from, but he was fucking raking the ladies in, is what it looked like. I just came to get the staff. I'm just too hot as fuck right now. Fucking Will leaves. And they ask him, like, what's the hero name? I was just Shazam.
I can tell this is a very, very corny movie.
You can tell I'm so, because I wasn't planning on talking about Shazam, but it all just bubbled up thinking about it. Because I don't have my notes with me when I talk about a movie.
Yeah.
I watch it at least twice. The second time is a note. I only watched it one time because I can't. There's 2 end credit scenes, right? I fucking fucked up before I saw both of them. I don't even know what the fuck they are. I know one of them, they try to get Shazam to be part of the JSA. He's like, nah. And then the other one's got the bad guy from the first movie talking to some slug.
Oh my god. Yeah. So what's your rating for it?
There's not a low enough number in the human concept of numbering that I could rate this.
Well, that's the thing. Then don't watch it if you haven't seen it.
But watch it anyway.
But you say watch everything. So.
Yeah, so watch it. No matter, if I gotta see it, you gotta see it too.
Also, you had a correction for what?
Oh, the MCU. Yeah. So, episode 34.
30. Yeah, I think 34. Yeah.
I talked about the MCU and how you should watch every episode or every movie, TV show in order. Well, Disney Plus and fucking Hulu decided to take away the Runaways, so you can take those 2 off your list. I went to go back and look for them, and they were gone.
Just completely fucked it up.
They did. So I guess they don't count as canon. So you don't have to worry about that show.
And see, that's why list episodes are hard to do.
Yeah.
Because they always change some shit and say, "Oh, that ain't canon no more."
Yeah.
Kind of like the way they did with the Star Wars books, the chapter books that were released after.
Oh yeah, they're all non-canon. Like, they're all non-canon hundreds of comic books and books, and
they were all canon at one point, where it was literally a canon series after, like where Darth Vader was the apparition version of Darth Vader, to where he was still leading Luke down the roads and stuff like that within the chapter books, and then just gone, no more. Now we have what's her name, Rey?
Yeah.
And
they needed to work on her character more.
Good luck with that one.
They did it way too fast, and they didn't do it in a proper, I don't know.
Well, they've already ruined 2 of what's his name, Harrison Ford's characters.
He only has 2.
I know.
Han Solo and Indiana Jones.
Have you heard the things that are coming out about Indiana Jones?
Not my Indy.
It's supposed to be. Watch it, and then you'll call me sopping again. Where it's
watch it. We're both gonna go see it in theaters.
Oh God,
June 30th at the Flicks.
You're gonna make me kill myself in the theater.
gonna keep my hand raised the whole time.
You'll be the last person with your hand.
To be fair, Indiana Jones should have actually talk about retcon. There was a show called The Young Adventures of Indiana Jones, and it had this old guy that was this 93-year-old guy that played Indiana Jones at 93, who would like narrate a little bit. He would like teach you a little bit of history, and then you would see he talked about some of his younger adventures.
Yeah.
Apparently, when they brought that show to Disney Plus, they cut out all the old man's parts.
Really?
Because now Harrison Ford's that age. So they retconned it. He's only in one of those episodes of the old show where he plays an older version of himself.
Yeah.
But now he is that older version of himself. So if you go back, you can't see this original actor's take on Indiana Jones. Because apparently there can only be one Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, even though there's a younger version of him playing Indiana Jones. Doesn't make much sense. And in the third movie, there was a young version of a guy playing Indiana Jones. So apparently multiple people can play Indiana Jones.
Huh.
But for whatever reason, only Harrison Ford can play. That's what doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it's like he's pushing the age now, though. So now it's like, well, damn it. Now we actually have the old Indiana Jones.
Yeah, basically. Like, son of a bitch.
Now we're stuck.
Now wait till the AI gets advanced enough. There'll be like 35-year Indiana Jones movies every year. Just boom, boom. Just have a freaking AI do it.
Yeah.
Those are some good movies. I wish I could make an Indiana Jones movie.
What did you think of the Crystal Skull, though?
I thought it was okay. I wasn't like no. I wasn't like South Park where they fucking wrecked his life. I was like, it's not great. It's not bad.
Where they had who was it? Steven Spielberg and George Lucas coming up to Indy.
Like, what you doing here? You got a pretty mouth on you. I want you to squeal like a pig. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing to Indiana Jones? That shit gave me nightmares. Like, oh boy. But I mean, let's hope this is like, you thought this was his last adventure? 103-year-old in Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones and the timeless temple of, fucking give us some money.
From what I've heard, though, they're basically going to make him go out with a whimper in the movie.
They're going to rape him?
No. Not that kind of a whimper.
Jesus.
Not a South Park
like
whimper.
South Park? Oh my God. I just had a horrible, oh God. Horrible image of fucking Harrison Ford getting manhandled by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. I'm so sorry. Oh, that hurt my brain.
That hurts your spirit, didn't it?
You keep that hat on. Oh. It's not so much that they're making continuation of a beloved series.
Right.
It's that they're not taking the time to truly develop a story that matters.
No, they're just trying to push him out real fast to make some money.
Right. That's the problem.
And they're ruining the IPs.
They just like, we'll just have some more IPs later.
I mean, they did that with Star Wars. They ruined Harrison Ford's character of Han Solo.
They didn't ruin him. He's just dead.
No, but they let him go out as like a horrible father and like just a horrible person at the very end. And then apparently that's how they're going to do it with this new indie film.
It's going to be a horrible father?
Yeah.
That just would be Harrison Ford then, if it's constantly coming up.
They're trying to turn real life into...
I'm so sorry, Harrison Ford.
But anything else to add?
No. Fuck Shazam. Fuck everything.
Fuck it all.
I'm going to have nightmares about Indiana Jones.
Well, with that, we'll see you guys on the next one.
I loved history. Now look at this.